What's up guys? I just recorded this whole thing without having my microphone on. So if I go over things quickly, that's basically why. Welcome to 1.0.4 Legendary Item Improvements. In this patch they want to make legendaries actually decent again, such as the Wind Force from Diablo 2. This was kind of too big to take screenshots of and go over bit by bit, so I'm just recording my browser and I'm going to go down the list and just sort of look at things. So basically, they want legendaries when they drop to feel like something special. Now, when I got my Storm Shield drop, I thought it was something special. I thought it was really cool. But when I got like a Venom Husk or something, I was just like, ugh, that's worth 20k, it's not even worth dropping. So a truly legendary item should have history behind it, which some of them do, however a lot of them don't. So they're going to add a lot of custom effects to legendary items. I'm going to go down and look at every single one of them and sort of talk about how this could affect the game. Now this item especially, you have a chance to be shielded when hit by enemies. This could be extremely troublesome in my opinion, because if it's like a 15% chance to proc, that's going to proc a lot. And on things like Barbarians, who use that running Cyclone build, that might make that build even better than it already is. And I'm sure enough of you watching my videos know I absolutely hate that build. So hopefully it's not ridiculous. Also want to point out this could be extremely good in PvP and might actually be broken, because if it's anything like the monster affix shielding, you're totally invulnerable, and that could be extremely questionable in PvP. 31% chance to charm enemies. Yeah, again, if this works off things like Arcane Orb and AoE effects, it could be really troublesome. 31% chance is a lot, especially when you have a lot of attack speed. So yeah, if it's a champion pack that's like 4 enemies, and you manage to charm say 3 out of 4, which with 31% chance to charm, you know, that's pretty fucking likely when you attack pretty quick. That's, yeah, that could be really troublesome. But we'll see how that turns out. This item, Burn the Ground You Walk On, it's basically like Sorcerers from Diablo 2. They had an ability that let you do this. This lets you create some interesting traps. Not really, unless monsters don't walk over fire, in which case it's just stupid. I can't imagine it doing enough damage to sort of do damage to monsters that will actually be sort of noticeable. And again, this would be amazing for the Barbarian retard build. This item, it's just a bunch of fun basically. I would prefer they didn't spend time making things like this, because it's a level 9 item at the end of the day, and no one's going to really care about it, and you probably won't ever see it. So now, they're trying to make this item look godlike compared to what it was before the patch, which is why this is 577, this is 853. However, then you notice this one has plus 29% damage, and it also has a lot more holy damage. So actually, in reality, it's just a better rolled item. But that's beside the point. Chance to summon angelic assistance when attacking. This could either be good, or it could just be another one of them procs. It's like, oh, cool, I have an angel that hits for 5,000 damage and doesn't really do a lot. We'll have to see how that turns out in the game. Same thing here with the plus 42% damage. Don't try and make your items look better than they actually are. However, this one is level 63 and this one was 61, so it is genuinely better. But chance to summon a demonic slave when attacking. Again, this could be really cool, but it just depends. I mean, it has fire chains, so that could be interesting, that's for sure. It just depends how powerful it is, because if it's like 50k damage fire chains, that fucking adds up quickly. Now, they want to promote build diversity with some legendary items, so increases weapon throw damage by 45% and ancient spear by 46%. Not sure why it's 46 instead of 45, but beside the point. Attack speed and spectral blade damage, melee wizard, and the zombie dog one. I think this is a point that really needs to be touched on. I'm not sure people are going to actually realise what this means. But basically, the way I see this is if you're a witch doctor that uses zombie dogs, you're going to have to buy this weapon no matter what. Because it isn't offhand, but like 15 seconds on zombie dogs, that's a lot of time off. It's a really, really, really long time off. So no matter what kind of stats a yellow item or a blue item has in its offhand, it's not going to compare to this if you use zombie dogs. Same for the barbarians. If you want to be a barbarian who uses weapon throw, you have to buy this weapon 100% of the time. That's kind of taking away from diversity, in my opinion, just because it's like, it limits your options a lot, and will make the items like these go through the roof in pricing, just because you have to have this item to play this build, rather than being able to switch your build around and sort of do what you want with the build. Instead, you're going to have items like these that are specified specifically to builds, and I'm not sure it's good if they do this, especially if they only keep it on one item. If they have it over a multitude of items, then it will be okay. And just going back up super quickly, this goes the same thing for the staff. 31% chance to charm enemies. I don't care if you have a set like 1600 DPS staff with massive int and blah 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 blah, because if you can charm enemies 31% of the time, this staff is going to be best in slot by a fucking mile, just because charm is insane. So that actually reduces diversity in my opinion. So it's a bit of a questionable kind of thing. They say they think it's going to be very desirable, and yeah, it definitely will be. 100% extra gold from monsters and chance for enemies to drop gold when you hit them. As some people said in my last video, bots only pick gold up and stuff like that in nightmare mode. So I'd imagine these pants would be fucking amazing for bots, because 100% extra gold from monsters is a lot, and chance to hit enemies that they make them drop gold when you hit them is pretty fucking cool as well, especially in nightmare. So this item's basically made for bots, which is, yeah, it's quite pretty questionable really. They're trying to make legendaries like these as good as they were in D2. So 29% more skill damage from cold and 5% just pure to cold damage is actually a really big deal, because things like Blizzard, that's going to hit really hard. It's like 34% more damage on Blizzard alone. I mean, that's a lot of damage increase. So that's also going to be like, it's going to be a trade-off I guess, because some people still want the attack speed and crit damage and crit hit and intellect that you can get on gloves. However, some people might just want to get straight plus damage, so that will be pretty interesting. 74% chance of ranged projectiles to pierce enemies. This is a 100 DPS weapon, it's level 40. Yeah, it's a cool idea, but it's a level 40 weapon. So unless they put that on other weapons, it's never going to be seen in the game. They want things to feel powerful, so they're changing how things roll pretty much. So legendary items used to cap out at level 62, now they can roll at level 63. Here's a good example. 1000 DPS to 1500 DPS. Cool. You're actually making weapons good. However, little thing to notice, 13% chance to inflict 700 to 1000 damage, 95% chance to inflict 6000 to 9500 damage. It's a pretty big deal. So two-handed weapons could possibly be good. I don't know, we'll have to see. Going forward, they're basically just translate, yeah. This includes items that haven't been identified yet. Don't save legendaries and expect them to be good, because they don't re-roll after you identify them. So don't make that mistake. Crafted legendaries, you'll not have to get a new crafting plan for that item, which is cool. It means all the guys that make helmet commands will still be fine. And set items are getting buffed, so Natalias and stuff like that could be extremely cool. I have to wait and see sort of the end stats of items before you can really make any proper judgment on things. But other than that, yeah, it's pretty cool. and I put a little video here showing a bunch of new effects and procs and stuff like that. However, I'm not going to play this video because if you want to watch it, you can go watch it in your own time. Thanks for watching this video, and of course subscribe to my channel if you want to keep up to date with sort of these blog notes. Quick thing to notice that I noticed after the last video I made, that was the first sort of big blog patch they've actually done about Diablo 3 for over a month. So it's kind of cool to see them caring about the game again. Makes me wonder how much they're going to like sort of work on improving it and what they're going to do after they've improved it. I'd personally still like to see sort of a new server, I guess is the correct way to put it. So everyone starts completely fresh, sort of maybe around Christmassy time, just because that seems like a good time to do it. And it's sort of like a relaunch of the game, but with all the things that should have been in when the game first came out. Hopefully they do something like that, however of course there's no promises. And yeah, basically thanks for watching this video. If you want to leave me a comment, something I've missed out on or read wrong or something, please let me know. See ya.